Hey Stampers and Crafters, this is Loffler-Laws from Melissa Stamps, and today I am going to be talking to you about the Stamparatus. This was my first chance to really play with it, and I've learned a few things that I thought I might pass on. I made this very elementary simple card that I think is just adorable, and I did use the beautiful peacock set. If you got this during celebration, this is a perfect set to practice with the Stamparatus. Let's see, so simple elements. This is the step method, and then the peacock really requires two-step stamping, so the Stamparatus works out very well to do this part here. It works out for both, but you'll see in a minute. Let's start talking about what we need. We need a 4-inch by 5 1/4 inch Whisper White and 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch Tranquil Tide. Yeah, we're using Tranquil Tide. So I'm using Tranquil Tide ink and Lemon Lime Twist ink today. So let's get started with our Stamparatus. Here's what it looks like. It has 2 plates. Let me turn it around because I like it this way. It has 2 plates, and you'll notice I have stamps already set on my 2 plates. Here's one. It goes it can go this way, or it can go this way, so you have the option of doing both. Or like for the project that I'm doing today, I have both my stamps hinged so that they can go this way. Very handy. You can get a lot done, and if you're making multiple cards or multiple projects, this is absolutely the way to go. This makes life so much easier. You can set things up and just stamp away. So there is sort of a dead zone right here at the 2-inch mark and the 2-inch mark. If you look on here, this to this area, this L, is kind of a dead zone. These plates don't come all the way down to make good contact with your stamps and your ink. So I try to start things at the 3-inch mark. So I work in this space right here. And the other thing that I have learned is for photopolymer, you do need your black mat. It comes with a thin black mat to use. But in addition to that photopolymer, I have cut, this is the back of the grid paper. It's very thin, you can see. It's real thin cardboard. And I've cut it to 7 by 7. And I set this in here as well because it needs just a little bit more height to make it work right, to make that contact really nice with the stamps and the ink. So what I would do, if this were me, and I've seen some other people who they cut another piece of grid paper and put it on top of the black piece, that's very helpful too. I just haven't done that yet. I probably will. But for me, I'll take my piece of cardstock and I'll count over 2 of these tabs, and this is the 3rd, so I know that this is the 3-inch mark, and I'll start here and I'll work from here. The other thing that you can do, Hobby Lobby sells thin rulers, is you could put a 2-inch ruler right down here and start above that, so you can work in this space right here. It's really the optimum space. So let's see, you could also cut the paper pumpkin lid and cut it down to size so it fits underneath here like this piece of grid paper. But I found that this thin piece of cardstock or cardboard works just fine. So it's up to you, whatever gives you the best image. So let's see. Let's do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to do the step method first. So I have added my, what you'll do is you'll put your stamp right here and pick it up. I'm going to do it up here. So you start your card here, and what I have learned is I keep my Clorox wipes right at hand because when I do this, I am messy. I am very messy. Let me move this over so you can see what I do. I go over here and I ink this up. Ink, 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 ink. And look at all that ink. I have learned if I don't wipe this off with a Clorox wipe, I get it all over my project, which really, really makes me unhappy. So it's better to just keep a couple Clorox wipes handy. And there you go. You do the first step here. And there's our first stamp. You do the next one. Scoot it over so you can see better. There. And it gets lighter as it goes, which is what we want. And the last one there. And you do have to push a little bit. And pull that down. And there you go. You have 3 steps, but they are perfectly lined up. Absolutely perfectly lined up. Which is what you want. And then you take your stamp off. And then I leave mine in there and clean later. And let me show you, we're going to take this plate off because I don't need this one right now. I already used that one. Here's my bird, my peacock plate. I don't need him right now. I'm going to take him off. Set him aside. And this is what I mean. So you take, this is the right way up on the stamp. You turn it upside down. Line it up where you want it to be. And I really kind of want it right there. Make sure you're on your 3-inch mark, or I'm on my 3-inch mark because that's where I want to be. You flip over your plate, adhere it to, or stick it to the thing, and I've had a problem with the paper sticking, so I just stick my nails underneath there and kind of get it. Now here I go with the ink again. Let me move this over so you can see what I do. Here we go. Hope you can see that. Ink, 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 ink. And I'm a mess. I'm absolutely a mess. So I wipe that off. And for me, I have learned with this particular stamp, this bird inks in the middle, and I don't want him to ink in the middle, so I take that ink off of that part of the stamp. So here we go. We'll turn it over, and we get a nice clear image. You can also, look, I forgot something. So watch this. If you forget something when you're normally stamping, you cannot go back and do the image again. I forgot to add Tranquil Tide, a little bit of Tranquil Tide on a sponge. Let me move it over. And I'm going to ink the edges of the peacock's feathers. Can you see that? I inked the edges just like this. Now, I can put them right here in the middle. I can go right back to it, re-stamp again, and the image is perfectly lined up. Look at that. Look at that. Can you believe that? That's the magic of the Stamparatus right there. That is what makes it so wonderful. You can always go back and restamp, whereas before you cannot. So let's take our little peacock and turn him upside down, and you line him up. Sorry about my hair if it's in the picture. This is delicate stuff, you know. So you take the plate over, pick him up, and hold the paper down. You can kind of see a little bit of the image, but that's okay. I take my Tranquil Tide. This is a little bit more difficult to do on video. Alright, here's my peacock. And there's my mess. So I'm going to clean up the mess. And you can see from my Clorox wipe, I've been doing this for a couple hours today. I have been playing and playing and playing. So, he's ready to go. And into the feathers he goes. And look at that. Look at that image. That is fantastic. Wonderful image. He's perfectly lined up with the neck and with the feathers. He looks great. So now I take him, and as you guys know, you take the piece of 8.5 by 5.5. I don't see my bone folder, so I will bone fold with a piece of dowel rod. Whatever works, you know. We make use of whatever we've got. I'm going to add a little snail to him. Put him on the card. And then I'm going to add these tutti frutti little sequins. In the middle. They don't want to stick. Here we go. And look at that. And I just got ink on it, sorry. But there's your finished card. And there's some information about the Stamparatus. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to comment or to send me a message. We'll talk about it some more. And if I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. There's also some techniques where you can mask with the Stamparatus, which is just amazing. I'm probably going to make a video about that soon. And you can also, oh my goodness, you can rip the edge of paper with the Stamparatus. So I'll make a video about that as well. There's just a million uses for the Stamparatus. If you have not gotten yours, please go to my website, melissastamps.com, and go to the Shop Now section and get on the list and order yours now. They are so handy, so wonderful, magical. Anyways, so if you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you can get notifications on the next time I put out a video. And again, you can shop and get all your Stampin' Up! Products right there on melissastamps.com, and I will see you the next time. Thanks so much.